What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat basketball channel. My name is Amir, and before I get into today's video, I just want to thank everybody for their continued support. So if you could subscribe to the channel, it would mean a lot to me, and if you could like, comment, and share this video, I would really appreciate that as well. So yesterday, Damian Lillard sat down with reporter Marc J Spears and had an interview, and they talked, I guess. um, Damian Lillard didn't say too much during his first interview since he's requested a trade back in July 1st. And we all know that it's been 2 months of non contact, non negotiation between Cronin and the Miami Heat's front office. And so we have just been waiting. And right now, we know this is like a slow point within the summertime before training camp starts. So there have been reports, and I made a video earlier saying that the Heat are going to meet with the Trailblazers to start negotiating again when it gets closer towards training camp, which is in about 4 weeks or so. And so we all know where the Heat stand. They've been the only team that has made an offer. Dame has been relentless and has only said he wants to play for the Miami Heat. And I think Cronin, waiting, doing his due diligence, was hoping that some other team would come into the mix, or he would hope that Damian Lillard would change his mind and say another team, which would give them even more leverage, which would make the Heat offer a better package. But right now, they don't want to bet against themselves since they're the only team that's willing to put an offer together. We all know what that framework is like. We've talked about that in the past as well. But anyway, so Marc J Spears basically asked Damian Lillard. His first question was around when did you know that you wanted to leave Portland? Essentially, like kind of what was the last straw? And the first thing he said was, "I don't want to talk about that. I have love for Portland, but essentially, no comment." And he followed up asking him, also, did you basically make that trade request? And so he did confirm. He did say, I can say that there was a trade request, and I would just prefer not to speak on the Trailblazers. So Dame was definitely tight-lipped, completely opposite of the clown James Harden, who's burning every bridge possible and saying everything he can to get to his preferred destination, which is the Clippers, and getting fined. And so Dame, of course, based on the memo, didn't say anything because he didn't want to get fined, even though him getting fined 100K is absolutely nothing. It's 1/4 of basketball in one game next year. So he is adamant, and I think him not saying a lot said a lot. And I think he wants to show that he doesn't want to talk about the Portland Trailblazers. He's done with the franchise. He gave that franchise everything that he's had in that 11-year time frame. He's got them to the Western Conference Finals, and unfortunately, they weren't able to get the help that he needed. They, in fact, traded, his best friend and their second best player they've had on that team with Dame in that past decade. So anyway, I'm assuming that talks are going to pick up within the next 2 to 3 weeks before camp, and that Dame is not going to change his mind, and then Dame will be on the Miami Heat. I've always said it's an when, not an if, he joins the Miami Heat. So I'm happy that he did not mention any other teams, and we all know that he wants to come to Miami, and we all know that the Godfather is going to make it happen. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that by Dame being silent and having this interview, which was not with his buddy Chris Haynes, which would have been something that was premeditated, prepackaged, and he could have scripted pretty much the questions. This seemed like a real interview, and he was being cordial but silent, not having anything else to say about the Portland Trailblazers. He didn't want to throw them under the bus. He didn't want to say anything else around the scenario. So we just know that he's sticking to his guns and he wants to join the Heat. So let me know what you guys think about the interview. I'll talk to you guys soon.